What if I told you your laptop isn't helping you work, it's slowly making you worse? Every distraction, every delay, every wasted hour might be coming from the one device you trust the most. The problem you don't notice. You open your laptop with a clear goal in mind, ready to get things done. But within minutes, something shifts, and your focus starts slipping away. It's not obvious at first, just small interruptions that seem harmless. A notification pops up, a background process kicks in, or you suddenly feel the urge to check something else. You don't realize it, but your attention is already broken. This isn't about discipline or motivation, like most people think. The real issue is happening quietly in the background, where you're not even looking. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. What makes it worse is how normal this has started to feel. You don't question it anymore because it happens every single day. Slowly, your brain adapts to this scattered way of working without resistance. And before you even realize it, losing focus becomes your default state. The illusion of powerful machines. Most people believe that buying a better laptop will solve all their problems. More RAM, faster processors, and premium builds from companies like Apple, Dell, and HP make it feel like you're upgrading your productivity instantly. And yes, these machines are incredibly powerful in terms of hardware. But raw power doesn't guarantee a better experience. Because performance isn't just about speed, it's about consistency and control. Even the fastest laptop can feel slow if it's constantly being pulled in different directions. And that's where most people get fooled. The hidden load inside your system. Right now, your laptop is doing far more than what you actually see on the screen. Behind every app you open, there are dozens of hidden processes running silently. Background apps, auto updates, syncing services, and system tasks are all competing for resources. Each one takes a small portion of your CPU and memory without asking for permission. Individually, they don't seem like a big deal at all. But together, they create a heavy, invisible load on your system. Over time, this constant pressure starts slowing everything down. And you never even realize what's causing it. The multitasking trap. You might think that switching between tasks quickly makes you more productive. Opening multiple tabs, jumping between apps, and keeping everything active feels efficient. But in reality, your brain struggles to keep up with constant context switching. Every time you move from one task to another, your focus resets slightly. This leads to mental fatigue without you even noticing it. Your laptop makes multitasking easy, but it doesn't mean it's good for you. In fact, it creates a cycle where you feel busy but achieve very little. And slowly, your productivity starts dropping. When everything starts falling apart. At some point, the effects become impossible to ignore. Your laptop feels slower than before, even though it's not that old. Apps take longer to respond, and simple tasks feel frustratingly delayed. You start blaming the device, or thinking it's time for an upgrade. But the truth is, this slowdown didn't happen overnight. It's the result of continuous overload building up over time. Small inefficiencies stacked on top of each other until they reached a breaking point. And now, you're finally feeling the impact of everything you ignored. The shift that changes everything. The solution isn't as complicated as people make it seem. You don't need expensive upgrades or technical expertise to fix this. What you really need is a change in how you use your laptop daily. Start by reducing unnecessary apps and limiting what runs in the background. Turn off notifications that don't actually matter to your work. Create a cleaner, distraction-free environment for yourself. When you remove the noise, your system naturally becomes faster and smoother. And more importantly, your mind becomes clearer too. Taking back control. Once you begin controlling what your laptop does, the difference becomes obvious. Everything starts to feel faster, even though the hardware hasn't changed at all. Your workflow becomes smoother and more predictable. You spend less time switching between tasks and more time actually completing them. Your focus improves because there are fewer interruptions pulling you away. Slowly, your laptop turns back into a tool instead of a distraction. And that's when real productivity starts to come back. The real upgrade nobody talks about. People spend thousands trying to upgrade their devices for better performance. But the biggest improvement doesn't come from hardware at all. It comes from understanding how your habits interact with your machine. Your laptop is only as efficient as the way you use it every day. Once you fix that relationship, everything changes without spending a single dollar. Speed, focus, and efficiency all improve together. And suddenly you realize the real upgrade was never about the laptop itself. The addiction you never realized. You don't notice it at first, but your laptop slowly becomes a source of constant stimulation. Every small action gives you a quick hit of satisfaction, whether it's checking something new or switching tasks. This creates a loop where you keep looking for the next thing to do, even when it's not important. Over time, your brain starts craving this constant activity. Sitting still and focusing on one task begins to feel uncomfortable. Your laptop isn't just a tool anymore, it becomes a habit you rely on. And without realizing it, you lose the ability to work deeply. That's when productivity quietly starts fading away. The cost of constant updates. Updates are supposed to make your laptop better, faster, and more secure. But what most people don't realize is how often these updates interrupt your workflow. They run in the background, consume resources, and sometimes change things you were already used to. You might notice your system behaving differently after an update, even if it's small. These constant changes create friction in your daily use. You spend more time adjusting instead of actually working. And slowly, this disrupts your rhythm without you even noticing it. It's not a big problem all at once, but over time, it adds up. The moment you finally realize it, there comes a point where everything suddenly clicks. You notice how much time you've been wasting without any real output. You start seeing patterns in your behavior that you ignored before. The distractions, the slowdowns, the constant switching, it all makes sense now. It's not just about the laptop being slow, it's about how it shaped your habits. And once you see it, you can't unsee it anymore. This is the moment where change becomes possible, because awareness is the first step to fixing the problem. And from here, everything can start improving. The clutter you can't see. Your desktop might look clean, but your system tells a different story. Hidden files, unused apps, and leftover data slowly pile up over time. You don't notice it because it doesn't happen all at once. Every install, every download, every temporary file adds a little more weight. At first, it doesn't affect much, but gradually your laptop starts feeling heavier. Things take longer to open, and responses feel delayed. It's like carrying a backpack that keeps getting filled without you realizing it. And eventually, that invisible clutter starts slowing everything down. The false sense of productivity. There are days when you feel like you've been busy the entire time. You've clicked a lot, opened multiple apps, and switched between tasks constantly. It gives the illusion that you're getting things done. But when you look back, there's very little actual progress. This is where your laptop tricks you the most. It keeps you engaged, but not necessarily productive. Activity feels like achievement even when it's not. And that false sense of productivity keeps repeating itself. Until one day, you realize you've been moving, but not moving forward. Breaking the cycle for good. Once you understand what's happening, you have a choice to make. You can continue using your laptop the same way, or you can take back control. Breaking the cycle isn't about doing something extreme. It starts with small changes that build over time. Being intentional with how you use your device changes everything. You begin to focus more, waste less time, and feel more in control. Your laptop starts working for you instead of against you. And slowly, your productivity becomes consistent again. Not because the machine changed, but because you did. The final truth you can't ignore. At the end of the day, your laptop was never truly the problem you thought it was. It only reflects the way you use it every single day without thinking twice. Every distraction you allowed, every habit you ignored, slowly shaped the experience you now complain about. The lag, the frustration, the wasted time, none of it happened instantly. It built up quietly while you kept blaming the machine instead of your patterns. But now you see it clearly, and that changes everything. Because once you understand the real cause, you stop looking for quick fixes. And instead, you start making smarter choices that actually last. This is where control comes back to you, and everything finally starts working the way it should.